Well, that was fast. The Flash is quickly becoming one of my favorite DC movies. Let's talk about it now. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass. Today I'm going to do a Flash review on The Flash, which is coming to theaters on June 16, 2023. This is going to be a quick review. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but I will tell you my thoughts. I'll tell you my hot take, and I'll let you know what I liked and didn't like about this film. So, The Flash is, of course, the newest movie in the DC universe, which has not been having the best of luck recently. DC had Black Adam, DC had Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Neither of those did pretty well. But remember a little bit ago, they had Suicide Squad, which was really, really good. So maybe they're on an upward swing. Are they? Well, my hot take is The Flash is really good. I loved it. It is one of my favorite DC movies. My favorite DC movie has been released in the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, which is an easy solution for me, but it's definitely my favorite DC movie that's been released in, I don't know, what, the last like 3-4 years. But on top of that, it is just a really good movie. It's really fun. It's entertaining. My hot take is I definitely think you should watch it. It's the best DC movie in a while, and it mixes many concepts that have become kind of commonplace in the Marvel movies. It's kind of their stab at some of the things that have been percolating in the Marvelverse, but it also has plenty of humor, heart, and action. I really liked it. I liked it from start to finish. So I'm going to tell you a little more about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, and then nope, not going to the ending today, but I will let you know my thoughts. So in The Flash, you have Barry Allen doing the superhero thing, but he feels, I don't know, kind of like a third wheel. You've always got Superman, you've got Batman, and then if they're not available and a few others aren't available, they're calling The Flash. And he is trying to be a superhero, but also live his life, and neither of those are really coming together. But he discovers a new power that he has that he probably shouldn't utilize, but he does. But that causes a ripple effect that neither he or anyone else could imagine. So, things I liked about this movie. The first, the humor. This is a very funny movie, and you get that from the very start. Look, I like Ezra Miller a lot. Despite all the other stuff that's happening around him, he is phenomenal in this film. He is funny. He is personable. I really like his character. I like the way that he, has both serious and funny roles, but the funny roles are really good. And it's not just Ezra Miller, although he is the lion's share of it. There is also plenty of like funny situations. There's funny coincidences that happen as they go deeper and deeper into the consequences of this power that the Flash uses. And the second thing I loved, the cast. Again, Ezra Miller is kind of like the mainstay in this. He does a fantastic job as Barry Allen and the Flash. But you do have a lot of really fun cameos. You have a lot of characters that make their appearances from the DC universe. And it is just a phenomenal overall cast that really gives this movie an epic feel. You get some really big cameos. You get some big characters coming back. It is definitely a fun film. And all of them do a really good job, especially Ezra Miller. He has a wide range of things he has to do, from funny to emotional, and he does it all very well. The third thing I liked is the music. Like, not only does it have a nice kind of like irreverent, upbeat soundtrack at the start, but when you do start to get into some of the nostalgia aspects or some of the like cameos, music that references those cameos and that nostalgia plays as well, and it is really fun. Like, there was definitely one scene where some music came on that made me just like audibly gasp at how happy I was. I was smiling from ear to ear, and that is definitely a fun feeling to have, and definitely a fun surprise. The fourth thing I liked, look, you kind of get that from some of the trailers and some of the news about this film, but there's plenty of callbacks and references, and they are really nice. You got some really good like references to classic movies. You've got some references to pop culture that are very clever in this film that I love. But the main draw, the main kind of fun, is the references to classic DC movies and DC properties, and those are here in spades. And the last thing I liked the heart. Like, at the core of this movie, there's an emotional conflict that has to happen that will decide the fate of many of the characters, and it is really, really well done. I really like the buildup. I like kind of how they explored it. And when it actually does happen, it is a very, very emotional moment, a very emotional scene. And it's kind of a nice culmination of everything that's happened in this film. So overall, I think it's a great movie. So that being said, things I didn't love as much. It's really only one thing. The CG. The CG is heavy in this film, and I'm not sure if that's because of the screener or if that's how it's going to be. I kind of think it's a combination of both, because DC's always had heavy CG, but it's always been a little bit off. Like, from Aquaman to Man of Steel, it always feels not 100% natural. And in this screener, you had that as well. There were some pretty interesting cameos that were, CG animated. There were some pretty interesting fights that were CG animated, and they always felt a little bit off. Now, it could be the screener. They could go through and clean it up by the time of the release. The movie comes out on June 16, 2023. It is very possible they do that. But I think even if they do, something will still feel a little bit off. They heavily use CG in a lot of the things in this movie, and I think it's still going to feel a little bit off, even if they clean up some of the animation itself. It is definitely one of my pet peeves. It's definitely something that I wish they would do less of. And it definitely is something that takes away from these big, impactful fights if it looks like it is all CG. Now, like I said, we'll see. And it doesn't take away from the overall film because the film itself is very, very good. But just keep that in mind. There's going to be a heavy use of CG and there's going to be some, like, I don't know, moment-breaking aspects of that. So, that being said, The Flash is a really good movie. It's coming to theaters on June 16, 2023. Definitely think you should check it out. There's a lot of really interesting cameos. There's a lot of interesting callbacks and things like that. So you're going to want to see it early, and you're probably going to want to see it in theaters because it is definitely going to be a fun one to see with fans. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you like this Flash review of The Flash. And if you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.